Hi folks, welcome back to Let's Go Cruising. My name's Mark and I'm a certified car nut, and it's a rainy Saturday, so we took a ride down to the 2024 World on Wheels showcase inside the home show. We're at beautiful Gillette Stadium's Waste Innovations Fieldhouse, and it's the indoor practice facility where the Patriots practice when the weather's bad outside. So we're going to walk around, we're going to see some cars, we're going to talk to some people about some car shows, some events that go on, and some products and stuff you might use for your garage, and well, we're going to have a good time. Let's go cruising. Here with Richie Armando, and he's the president of the Mass Cruisers Car Club. But thanks for having us, Richie, and tell us about the Mass Cruisers Auto Club.
I appreciate you coming, and it's a pleasure to have you here. And Mass Cruisers do a lot for the car hobby and for the community. We promote the hobby of collecting cars, restoring cars, whether it's an antique, muscle car, a supercar, whatever you have, all invited to the cruise night. At our cruise night, we also do a lot for charities.
Okay.
We this past season, we run a food pantry drive where you drive in and we either take cash donations or food donations. And this past year, 2023, we were able to raise about 9 tons of food and close to $31,000 in cash.
That's awesome.
And
that's
that
awesome.
gets distributed between the 5 food pantries that we support.
God bless you. That's terrific.
And besides that, we also raise money for scholarships. Like behind you, we have a small engine build-off where we have 3 technical schools competing.
Okay.
We're going to take a small engine apart, a 208cc motor.
Okay.
We'll take it apart, reassemble it, and it's timed. And the team that does it the quickest, that gets it running, is the winner. And the 3 schools are Blue Hill Regional, Norfolk Agricultural School, and Southeastern Regional School. And we raise money through 50-50 raffles throughout the cruise season.
Okay.
And this year, we will be able to give out $700 scholarships to each school.
That's
for
awesome.
The students that the teachers pick.
I like that. I think we need to do that, and more of us need to be involved in getting the younger generation interested and excited and involved about the hobby, because where's it going to go?
Exactly.
I tell the story often. I've been going to Hershey for the past 15 years. Mark brought me down there the first time, and I'm like, oh man, I got to come back to this. But I see the crowd get older and older and older, and more of them, more and more scooters with tin cans tied to the back of them so that they don't run you over. Unless you really stop and think, well, wait a minute, where's this going?
Well, that's one.
We need to help that before.
That's one of the problems all the car clubs I understand are having. Our average age probably is like 60 in the club.
Right,
and
right.
It gets tough to put that on every week, and we're trying to get new members, younger members that'll join and that'll be active. And we have some perks for being a member. Plus, you do it because you like the hobby and you like doing things for charities or what have you.
Right.
But we're trying to figure out how we can get the younger people involved in it to take over when we get to the point that we no longer can do it. And it's kind of frustrating because I believe the newer generation does not want to put the time commitment in like our generation does. And I don't know if we can
Life
ever
is
solve
busy.
that problem.
Yeah,
exactly.
Life is busy. I remember I bought my first Corvette in like December of '96. So the summer of '97, we joined a car club, a Corvette club, and my wife and I looked around, and we were just married, in our early 30s. Looked around, and she's like, "Is there anybody our age here?" So it was. I mean, even that many years, 30 years ago, it was an issue. Right. So. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what the real answer is.
I don't know if it ever's going to change. From our experience, some of these younger kids, like the tuner cars and stuff, they just like getting on social media, and they're going to have a quick car get together, and they get together for an hour, whatever, in a parking lot. Then they disperse and go on their way, and I think that's what the hobby's going to.
The cars and coffee type of thing.
Exactly, yeah. So there's no long-term commitment hours-wise.
That's why I like more of the cruise night. I'm not so much, I used to do the judged Corvette shows, and every square millimeter of the car had to be perfect, and you spent all week doing that to go to a show, to come home and do it again. And it kept the car real nice. I mean, and the car is still pretty nice, but nowhere near show condition like it was. But the time commitment is. So now it's cruise night. Go out for a couple hours, have a hot dog, hamburger, and ice cream, talk to some guys about their cars, look at some cool cars, and go home. Done.
Exactly. That's what it's going towards now, I believe. You know, they don't want to spend a day, and I don't blame them, a whole day or a whole Sunday at a car show.
Yeah.
Life is too busy and what have you. But yeah, I don't know what the answer is. If anybody has the answer out there, I'd like to know, because we would love to have younger members come in. They're all welcome. They don't care what kind of car. You don't even have to have a car. As long as you have an interest in the hobby, you're welcome to join the club.
Terrific. Well, I'll put a link in the description box down the bottom to the Mass Cruisers website.
Okay.
And thanks again, Richie, for your time, and
it.
good luck with the show. Hi, my name's Mark.
Hi, John.
John, nice to meet you, John.
Nice to meet you.
Tell us about the car.
It's an 86 Porsche 944 Turbo.
Oh, it's a turbo, okay.
Turbo, yeah.
Was it a factory turbo?
For a factory turbo.
Okay.
Yep.
Some of them weren't. I'm not.
Yeah, they had non-turbos and turbos.
Okay, being my size, I got to apologize. I'm not up to speed on small European sports cars, but they're cool.
Without the competition seat and everything, you would fit in it.
Right. Okay.
Because the seats are lower and stuff. That's set up for me, so it's a higher seat, a little further forward.
Okay.
But tall people can still.
It's
tight, but they can still fit in them. Yep. You can tell one of the differences on the turbo, the front bumper. They have the plastics around there, rather the non-turbo has a full bumper.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's the.
Is it for air intake or just style?
Style.
Okay. Cool.
So
how long have you had the car?
About 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
Yep.
But you've been. I heard you talking to the school kids. You've been racing a bit longer.
I started racing in '76.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow. I get out of it for a while and then back into it with this.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
But full roll cage in it for protection for if I slide off the road or whatever. And
okay. I gotta commend you and congratulate you for spending the time with the students that were here, the young kids.
Yep. That's what we need them.
I go to car shows. I go to Hershey.
Yeah.
And I've been for the past 10 or 15 years. I'm probably closer to 15 years, and the crowd is getting older and older and older.
That's the problem.
I think we need to, as a car culture, as car people, do more to get the younger people interested, because where's it going to go?
Yes.
I mean, they like their newer stuff, and I don't understand it. And
yeah, but we liked our stuff from the 50s and 60s when we were kids.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So you drive it on the road as well?
Yes, I do.
You're involved with the Mass Cruisers?
I am.
I remember coming down, and it's been a while. I live in Charlton, so it's a little bit of a ride. I used to come down when they first started down here, and there'd be some nights that I wouldn't be able to see all the cars before it got dark.
Yeah.
Just a tremendous show.
Yeah, it's a great
all
show.
kinds of stuff, new stuff, old stuff, really rare stuff.
Yep.
Terrific. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Thanks for the chat.
Yep.
Good luck,
Welcome.
and we'll see you down at Bass Pro Shops. Let's go cruising.
Yep. Yeah, just give 'em up.
Hi,
How you doing?
my name's Mark.
Nice to meet you. I'm Jeff.
Jeff.
So this is a 2020 Stingray Corvette.
It looks a little bit custom.
Yeah, so we have a bunch of modifications on it. We have a aftermarket front bumper, hood. We have a big spoiler on there. We're in the middle of doing a wide body kit. We haven't finished it yet, but we're doing like a
Your own?
Yeah. So
Okay.
so I've done a lot of work to it. This is my brother Joe. So
Okay.
so we're doing a lot of modifications to it. You know, it's got airbags, so it's bagged out to the floor right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of a lifelong dream of having a Stingray, you know, and doing all these modifications.
Where are you based out of, Jeff?
We're based out of Bristol, Rhode Island.
Okay.
We're called Bristol Auto Body.
Okay, great.
So yeah, so we do a bunch of collision repair. We do mechanic work. Pretty much.
And custom work.
Yeah, we do a lot of custom work as well.
I see the Pro Charge.
Yeah, it's a Pro Charged. Yep. So it makes 790 horsepower right now.
Wow.
Yeah, if you want to look around. Yeah.
How is it to work on?
It's kind of a pain, you know. It's a pain, but you know we get through it. We get through it here. So it's a lot of time, you know, a lot of hours.
Yeah, I mean it's just not.
Yeah, it's a mid-engine
Easily
car.
accessible,
Yeah, exactly.
I see some of the guys on YouTube doing the Ferraris and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and
yeah,
I'm
he
like,
just put racing headers on it though. They were at a 2-inch. Now he's got them to a 3, so it makes it a lot more horsepower as well.
wow. So what is this making now?
790.
Wow.
Yeah, so it goes 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds.
Eeh.
Yeah, it's quick.
Yikes.
Yep. So like I said, we're doing a wide body kit, so we didn't get it done yet, but it's kind of like a show and process.
This
know?
is the start of it.
Yeah, this is the start of it.
Bigger wheels, more
Yeah,
offset,
exactly. Yep.
or spacers.
Yeah. Well, we got spacers on it right now. So
Okay.
we're, after a while, because we're doing this whole thing, so he had his stock rims on it, and the stock rims were about 3 inches inside. So it looked kind of funny. So he had to make these custom spacers, the 3-inch spacers. So they're
Wow.
about this big. Yeah.
Okay.
So those were made just for this car. There's nothing like it.
Awesome.
Yep.
And have you repainted the car as
Yeah,
well?
we almost pretty much repainted it with a torched red. As you can see on the Instagram, it's torched C8.
Okay.
So it's got a torched red paint job on it.
Cool.
Yeah, solid red.
Well, that's awesome, guys.
Yeah.
If you're looking for really cool custom work,
Yep, Bristol Auto Body.
Bristol Auto Body in Bristol, Rhode Island.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy. Take it easy.
Let's
You'll
go
see us around all the car shows. My
Yeah.
brother goes to every car show. He's going to the April 4th one up in Connecticut. Did you hear about that? I actually have it on my phone. So it's going to be like I think it's called the Spring Fest.
Cool. I'll have to look that
like
up. Springfest.
8,000 parking spaces. So there's going to
Wow.
be 8,000 cars.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
I appreciate it. I've taken the time to talk about your beautiful 61 Chevy Impala. This is what they call a bubble top, right?
Bubble top, that's correct.
Okay. How long have you had the car, John?
Well, I think it's about 7 or 8 years now.
Okay.
But first of all, it's more about the color
Yes.
than the
yes.
car itself, because
What's the color called?
it's called seafoam green.
Seafoam green. Okay.
Seafoam green. And General Motors, back in the early 1960s, had several shades of many different colors.
Yes. Yes.
And in this particular car is my late wife's favorite color.
Okay.
So she decorated our house with this complementary color.
So it matches.
So it matches, but it was also the color of a car that she wanted to purchase when she first wanted to buy a 1957 Chevy.
Okay.
That was this color. And-
Did they have this color for 57?
Yeah,
Okay.
or something very close to it.
Okay. I thought they were more of a turquoise,
Yeah, but they
Back
had
then,
light
but-
blue. They had about 4 different shades.
but it's beautiful,
Yeah.
John. Thank you.
So anyway, it's really a memorial to her.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Did you restore it, or did you
No,
buy it?
no,
You
it was
bought
already restored. I was looking for a car to go on Route 66
Okay.
with my son,
Right. Okay.
and
How was that?
I
The trip.
It was awesome. It broke down. We had to be platformed. I mean, we had a whole bunch of stories.
Right.
They had
And
to-
memories.
Yeah, they had to replace the alternator.
I've got a couple of friends that do the Great Race,
Yeah.
And they every year there's Hemmings and Haggerty put on the great race.
Yeah.
And they travel through states and they stop every night, and it's a time thing that I haven't really fully grasped yet, but it's a race, but it's at the closest to the time is how they do the winners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they travel the country and they see the country. So
I put on quite a few miles every year. My son and I have been up to Canada, Prince Edward Island, the Cabot Trail in Nova Scotia.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Go out to this has been on the Tail of the Dragon, which is on every hobbyist's bucket list.
Okay.
Down in Tennessee, out to Minnesota to the car show out there, out to Woodward Drive in Detroit.
That's awesome.
Goes out to Lake George every September. Up.
I've heard about that show too. As I grow the
Syracuse
channel here,
Nationals.
we're going to try to get to more shows and talk to more people and see more things.
So this thing is basically drive it.
It's a driver.
It's a driver.
It's a very nice driver. I still have my first car, my little '64 Dodge Dart, and it's nowhere near this.
Funny,
but it's acceptable.
I had a '64 Dart.
I hear that a lot, and I hear
traded
people
it.
laugh about the push-button transmission on the left side of the dash. What's that? Yeah, that's what that is.
I traded it for a set of recapped tires at a junkyard.
There you go. There you go. I saw a '66 in a yard with a for sale sign on it on my way here. I got to stop and look at it on the way home.
Okay.
But again, thank you, John. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Mark.
it. We'll see you at the Bass Cruisers, the Bass Pro Shops, every other Thursday night, most summer long. And look on Facebook for their page, masscruisers.com. And because the schedule changes towards the end of the summer when the Patriots have events. But it's usually every other Thursday night, all summer long. And there'll be more cars than you can see before it gets dark.
Okay.
And let's go cruising.
Thank you.
Hi. Hi, my name's Mark.
Hey, Mark. Jay, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jay. Thanks for talking to us here. I see Premier Garage, and car guys like nice garages, and mine's not nice yet, so I'm in the market.
Well,
so,
then you know where to find
yeah.
me. So,
So tell me what you do. I see a lot of the different brands of snap-together floors.
Yep.
What do you prefer? What do you specialize in?
we have a couple different options for flooring. Actually, most of what we do is epoxy, which you can see over here on this wall. We do the epoxy coatings.
Okay.
2-day process. We diamond grind the whole floor, make sure it's prepped properly, put the epoxy down, flake into it, and the next day we scrape it and top coat it.
Okay.
Really good, solid, commercial quality stuff. You know,
Do you do older floors?
We can do any type
I mean, my
of floor.
garage is 15. The floor in that garage that I would like to do is like 15 years old, and it's got some oil stains on it.
Absolutely.
It might have a little hairline crack down the middle of it.
We can make repairs, anything that you need prior to make sure that what we put there is going to stay there. Yep.
Now I've seen different. There's also the Home Depot buy-it-yourself, do-it-yourself stuff that I imagine probably doesn't last as long as.
There's a joke, not so much a joke, but I tell a lot of customers is, look, it's only $250 to do that kit, but then I got to charge you probably double that to remove it before I can do it the right way.
Okay. Okay.
Really, what it comes down to is prepping the floor properly and making sure that what you do is going to stay there. We have a big industrial diamond grinder that basically grinds the whole floor down before we put it down. Those Home Depot kits, they come with an acid wash, which is like, it's a fancy way of saying you're pouring citric acid orange juice on your floor before you.
Okay.
It doesn't really do a whole lot to prep.
So therefore, the prep doesn't really work real well, and the coating doesn't.
It doesn't
last.
stay. Yeah. So you put it down there, and 6 months later, you pull out, and it's stuck to your tire.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, not good.
Not at all.
What about the snap together?
Yep. So this we call Premier Trax flooring. It's a modular system. It snaps together exactly like they said. It's very quick install. We can be in and out of most garages in about half a day with this stuff.
Okay.
Works pretty well. It's kind of a toss-up as to whether people like it or not. If you're somebody who works on your cars, and most people are going to like the epoxy versus this. You drop a small screw or a washer or something like that.
It's going through it. Okay.
Exactly.
Some of them I've seen are solid.
Yeah, we could do some solid ones too. Over here, there's a wood look one. So it kind of all depends on what your tastes are and whatnot. But we offer it all.
I want to do a 4-post lift. So
Yes.
do they put them on top of these, or
I wouldn't.
You
I wouldn't. I would put the lift in.
Around it?
I would put so these are very strong. You can actually park an airplane on them.
Okay.
But that concentrated weight of the 4-post lift coming all down at 4 separate points might not be the best idea.
Okay.
So if you did want to go with this flooring approach, what we would do is have you put the lift in first, and then we could just trim these tiles around it to make sure it cuts and it gives you a nice solid.
Some people like to use the dollies to move those lifts around in their garage if they don't bolt them. So then you're better off with
maybe now we're back on epoxy again.
Yeah. Good.
Yep.
So tell me about the cabinet setup.
And then storage is our another huge part of the business here. We're doing all sorts of basically any type of custom storage you want. So we're going to order cabinets down to the 1/8 of an inch for you.
Okay.
So if you need a wall that comes out to 117 3/8 of an inch, you're going to get 117 3/8 worth of cabinets.
Okay.
That's one of the benefits of going with this type of product versus the steel cabinets. The steel, they have their uses, but they generally only come in 6-inch increments. So you're going to only be able to
more of a custom.
Exactly. And we can order for
make to fit. Yeah,
we can make any drawer size, any cabinet size. We have tons of accessories for parts holders, tool holders, all sorts of stuff that go in.
Okay, great.
Too, so yeah,
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the chat.
For sure. Great to meet you,
guys. I'll put a link down in the description to his website. Check him out, and let's go cruising.
Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Mark.
I'm Jonathan.
Nice to meet you, Jonathan.
How you doing?
Tell us about JFJ Customs.
Well, JFJ is a national brand. They do parts all over the country.
Okay.
They will send you anything you need for your Jeep. Doesn't matter, wheels, parts for lifts, turbochargers, superchargers, lights, winches, the whole gamut.
Wow.
And if you're in the area of JFJ, they'll put all the parts on for your Jeep.
Okay, so they'll actually do the upfit.
They'll do the upfit. They'll raise the Jeep, lifts, suspension parts, LED lights, winches, bumpers.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Turbochargers, superchargers, exhausts, whatever it might be, whatever you want, they'll do it, and they do it the right way.
New Jeeps, old Jeeps, both.
Both.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, we have a lot of customers come in with old Jeeps or new Jeeps. They come in and they just do it the way they want to do it. They build a Jeep just the way they like it.
Cool. And what dealership are you with?
So I'm with Central Jeep in Norwood, Mass.
Norwood,
on Providence Highway.
Terrific. I'll put a link up in the description box to Central Jeep, and let's go cruising.
Yeah, and come see Jonathan, and that's Levin. So, because there's 3 Jonathans down there, so we don't want to get anybody confused.
Right, and you're the Jeep specialist.
I'm the Jeep specialist.
Perfect. So, thank you very much for your time.
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you.
Hey folks, thanks for checking out the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. That'll help us grow. That'll help me get out there and create more content, get it seen by more people, and grow the channel into a bigger group. If you've got any ideas, events that you'd like to see covered, or collections or shops that you'd like to see toured and explained, or if you've got a shop and you'd like to promote it on the channel, give you some free publicity to get it out there, be happy to come down and do an interview. Again, I thank you. We're working on this hard. Cruise season's coming. We're going to get out there. We're going to hit it hard. We're going to see a lot of cars and talk to a lot of people. And again, let's go car cruising. We'll see you soon.